Life happens to all of us all the time. It doesn't matter what always gets on us, no matter what phase of life we're in. What if you were to be able to change how you managed your moods? In today's fast-paced world, okay, there's just a lot that's going on. We are constantly asked to multitask, okay? I own 2 businesses, and so I have a global business. So my business is kind of 24/7. The people that I work with, 24/7. So easy for me to be on my phone and emailing somebody in Spain when I should be having dinner with my family. And then my husband says, this is the number 1 turnoff, right, ladies? What's for dinner? Number 1 turnoff, okay? When I should be having dinner with my family and I'm doing that other stuff. Well, that's a very stressful way of living. And that multitasking causes that stress, and then that stress causes us to feel emotions that we don't want to feel. What happens when we start to experience emotions continually is those emotions become ingrained. So once upon a time, I took my family to Ephesus, and I had studied the book of Ephesians as a child, and as an adult, I taught studies on it, and I got to take my kids to Ephesus. And one of the things that astounded me when we were in Ephesus was the roads of Ephesus are made of marble. Well, in those marble roads, you can see the chariot ruts. And those chariot ruts are just like our thought habits and emotional habits. And today I'm going to share with you some ways that you can pull out of those emotional and thought habits and recreate that for you. Because there's not one of us who wants to be grumpy. Not one of us. We don't even like ourselves when we're grumpy. Oh, and here's the other thing. I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to share with you some tools that are going to help you change your emotions and feel better. And guess what? They're legal, okay? Totally legal. So basically, and it's radical, okay? I want you to think about when you were a child and maybe you went to visit your grandmother and she always had the one special dish on, and you walked into in her house and you knew, I'm at grandma's house. I'm going to get loved on. I don't have to pick beans this weekend, okay? That was mine, although my grandmother had an acre or 2 of beans, and I had to do that occasionally. But there was always that aroma that got me. So I want to share an aroma with you, and I'm going to show you how to use this. Some of you have already been by and know how to use this. This is the one that I call the happiest smell on earth, okay? And this is called wild orange. And what you're going to do is, we'll start right here. You'll pass it on. Now, if you don't want it, that's okay. Just pass it to your neighbor. And when it gets to the back, if you'll just pass it over to them and then pass it back up to the front, that'd be awesome, okay? So you'll take the wild orange. You'll put your hand on top because it's a citrus oil, and citrus oils are very thin, all right? So you just do this with it. Just turn it up and then turn right back over, and you have plenty of wild orange on your hand. And then what you will do with that is then you will rub your palms together, and you'll cup your hands in front of your face, and you'll take 5 wonderful breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? So I teach yoga, and this is a favorite essential oil in my studio. And the reason this became a favorite essential oil in my studio is because I had a student. She was my student for a very, very long time. And there were some tragic things that happened in her life. And she didn't smile for 2 years. I didn't see her smile. She didn't come in and smile and say hi. She just didn't smile. I mean, it was tragic. You could not write a soap opera this bad. And one day I was doing some research on wild orange essential oil. And I took it into the studio and I said, Brenda, I've got something I want you to try. And she said, okay. And I said, hold out your hand. And she held out her hand, and I put a drop of essential oil in her hand. She rubbed her palms together, just like I just asked you to. And this is what she did. She goes, And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to call this the happiest smell on earth. Now I want you to know that when you go to PubMed and you look up wild orange essential oil, it doesn't have a black box warning on it. Okay? So I want you to go check that out. This oil is one of the happiest smells on earth. It is guaranteed to repel grumpy people. Okay? So if you happen to be in the car with somebody who is grumpy because of the commute, open up your wild orange essential oil, rub your palms and put your hands right in front of the vent. And things are going to change. Works like magic. If you have a child